Hello, this is my BIOS here, and I'm going to show you how cool it is. So this is it's on a big ROM chip. I don't know what it's called these days, like an EEPROM, a CMOS, or an NAND or something. I think it's a CMOS, and basically it's big, and you can have mouse support and stuff, so it's pretty cool. So I'm in my main panel here. It's going to give me a bit of information about my system. So I have an i7 series here with a default clock rate of 3.4 gigahertz, and it's going to give me information about my memory. I've got 8 gigs and 2100 megahertz for the clock speed, and that's the default clock speed. I can clock my sticks up to about 2400. That would be overkill with my motherboard, because the motherboard's probably by far the cheapest actually on my system, like overall out of all my parts. So let's take a look at this. So you've got your AI overclock tuner. Right now I'm using extreme memory profile because it's set up to just clock my memory in a nice way. And you've got your target CPU turbo mode speed, which you can adjust down below, and your target DRAM speed. So I usually have this at 4.3. That's what it's set to when I clock the system using the Easy Clocker, because I use the presets here because I don't want to decrease the lifetime of my computer by clocking it like extreme. So I just clock from 3.4 to 4.3 gigahertz, and that's good enough for me. Like, I'm opening stuff like Photoshop in 1 second, so clocking up further than what it is now is not necessary for me. Okay, let's scroll down a bit, and this is where you can adjust your voltage. And I have an offset here, and you can just kind of adjust everything with a single offset. I think you just adjust the DRAM voltage values, and everything else will adjust accordingly. Let's go to advanced and take a look at some stuff here. So you can set your active processors. I think this is what enables my computer to declock when it's not being used. So it'll clock down to 1.6 gigahertz, and I think it's this technology here. And we've got a monitor panel, and that's going to monitor fan RPMs, CPU temperature, motherboard temperature, and voltages. And you can download apps for your motherboard to do the exact same thing. Or you could do a CPU ID, which does a pretty good job of doing it, but it's not going to be as accurate or as flexible. Okay, so just some boot options here. Now I'm going to click on exit and go into Asus Easy Mode, and this is what I use to do light clocking on my CPU. I actually use the extreme memory profile for my memory and this for my CPU, and it does a good job. So you've got power saving, normal, and Asus Optimal. I just have Asus Optimal set, and once you apply it, it just applies a bunch of presets to your CPU clocking values and voltages and whatnot. And here's the boot priority. It's just an easy way to organize your boots. So I have my DVD drive here, my Blu-ray disc drive, whatever you want to call it, as a boot priority, so I can, boot some stuff up, like installers and whatever, for installing operating systems, and then my SSD. So over on the right, it's telling me that my power fan and my chassis fan, it's just like the progress on the progress bar there is like so small. I think it's just because they're big fans. They're just the really big ones that take up the entire width of the chassis, so they're not going to spin as fast as the smaller ones and not appear to be fast on these progress bars here. It's pretty much a small operating system, really. Well, see you later.